For me, last night was one of those moments where, like, we as husbands are kind of caught. Because my wife was watching stuff in the living room, so I had the baseball on in the bedroom, and I was flipping back and forth. But I would go out to, like, get a drink or something, and then she would want to talk, as wives like to do with their husbands. But I was more interested in getting back to the bedroom
right,
to watch the game.
So you should have a stop, sign right there when you're about to go out of the bedroom to go get something to drink and say, don't go.
Yeah. The pause button doesn't work on your wife.
How good is your wife at getting to the point?
She's furious right now. Listen, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, honey. How good is my wife at getting to the point?
Yeah, like if she's got a story, does she get to the story quickly?
No.
Is that just a woman thing? Like they don't, I'm like,
they're into detail. We're big picture guys, and they're detailed.
That's very true.
I mean, I'll sit there and she will say,
none of us will be married by the time we get home.
So she'll say, did you know, something interesting happened, like tagline, like, okay, this is the pitch. You want to hear this story? I'm like, yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, okay, we still haven't circled back to what we're trying to get to here. Why don't you just tell me the essence of the story here? I want one sentence. Give me the takeaway. What do I need to know? Whereas I feel like if I really
watch out, you got to ride in the car with your wife to Gulf Shores today.
Yeah, that's true.
Like 7 hours in the car.
Yeah, that's true.
You're going to get lots of stories.
Well, that's when you have time for a lot of long stories. But when you're trapped. You're trapped. But it's like you piqued my attention with that pitch. It's basically what it is, like a story pitch. I'm like, oh, yeah, well, tell me more about that. And then 5 minutes later, we're still not back to the pitch. It's like, and then this happened. But none of this is connected to where you were taking me here. It's got to be. I don't know what the benefit is evolutionary-wise, but women, I don't know what the benefit is, honestly.
Well, they wonder a lot about the benefit that we provide as well.
Oh, yeah, certainly. Especially in a modern day when there's grocery stores, for instance. It's not that difficult to actually kill animals or provide much of the meal.
Yeah, like what purpose do we serve?
Much of our usefulness is gone in the 21st century. Like we would be better at killing squirrels, generally speaking, than women would be. But squirrels really don't need to get killed anymore.
Can you imagine if we all lived in the pioneer days?
I've thought about that
Could you survive?
No. We're all wusses. I mean, if you're living,
I think Blaine could bring home dinner. I don't think I could, honestly.
Well, you would farm.
I could fish.
You would farm.
But I'm not, killing a wild animal. There's number 20.
I'm doing whatever it takes.
Right. But we would all be conditioned. What would be the most difficult thing about living in old times? I've thought about this before. I think it would be, you don't even think about the value of running water. If you didn't have running water, you would spend several hours a day procuring water.
Yeah, boiling it and all that
and everything else. Yeah. And then the second most difficult,
you got to live right by a stream.
Well, that's high-end territory. Now. You got to be wealthy back in the day to live by the water, and you got to worry about floods.
Oh,
if you live right by the water.
But then we have water everywhere, so then I'll be cool with the flood.
Number 1, water. Number 2 is air conditioning.
Oh, no air conditioning.
Where's the combustible engine on that list? Al Gore had it pretty high.
Internet would be high for me. It would be tough, but I'm saying water would be your first
internet.
Your first recognition of this is hard would be, man, water is tough to get. That'd be your first recognition. Second would be, it would be hot all the time, or freezing. You would have no climate control.
Extreme temperature.
Yeah, extreme temperature.
Oh man, would you ever take off your shirt, wring your shirt, and then drink your sweat?
Bear Grylls does it all the time. In Man vs. Wild.
He drinks his own sweat
and urine.
He drinks his own urine?
Yeah. There's still water in there. It is.
It came from his body, right?
Yeah, it came from his body. But
so Moises Alou could survive.
Yeah.
He works
well in the desert,
urine.
The first thing you do is drink your own urine. If you're starting to get dehydrated.
See, that seems like that would dehydrate you.
No, it's not. I know. I pay attention to Man vs. Wild. If I ever get dropped in the Sahara.
You've done it?
I would not drink my own urine unless I was really, really in trouble.